Whoa. Ah! Ah, no, no! Hi guys, it's Ameriie and I am doing the Intimidating book tag today. I was tagged by Jean at Jean Bookish Thoughts, so thank you so much for tagging me, Jean. I'm also going to link Jean's video as well as the creator's original video in the description box below. Let's get started. Number 1, what book have you been unable to finish? I have been unable to finish Clash of Kings by George R.R. Martin so far. Not because I don't want to read it, not because I'm not enjoying it, but because it's really thick. But you know what? I've read thicker books, but there's something about the novel that allows you to kind of dip in and dip out, just like how you do on the TV shows. Maybe it's the TV shows that have kind of trained me to read the books this way, but I'm really enjoying it. It took me a year to read Game of Thrones. It's taken me 2.5 to read Clash of Kings, almost halfway. I do want to get to the next books because I know there's so much more information in the novels than in the show, and I think you appreciate the story much, much more. But I love the show, don't get me wrong, but I learned so much more about the characters' motivations and why things are happening when I read the books. I need to finish this. What book have you yet to read because you just haven't had the time? The Goblet of Fire by J.K. Rowling. I've already read this. It's actually a very loved book. It just smells... Oh, my lipstick. Sorry. I really want to continue with my rereading of Harry Potter, but I just haven't gotten to it yet. Every Christmas, my goal is to reread the Harry Potter series throughout December. That never ever happens. So now I'm just kind of going at my own pace rereading, and this is the book that I have to reread next. I'm looking forward to it, just haven't had a chance to do that yet. What book have you yet to read because it's a sequel? That would be Lair of Dreams by Libra Bray. I'm still waiting to read The Diviners. I do plan on reading this back to back, or at least having maybe only 1 or 2 books between book 1 and this book 2. I really want to get to it. It takes about 2 years between books, which is why I was kind of waiting, because as I've said many times, I'm not great at remembering between series, even when they're only a year apart. I've kind of been holding off, but I definitely want to get to both books this year. What book have I yet to read because it's brand new? Before the Fall by Noah Hawley. I read 3 chapters of this in an iBook sampler, and I went ahead and ordered the book right away. So I shall be resuming my read of this, hopefully within the next 2 days. What book am I planning to read because I read another book by the same author, but I didn't enjoy it? The Goldfinch by Donna Tartt. Now, I won't go so far as to say that I didn't enjoy The Secret History. I did like it okay. But I have a weird relationship with that book because there are certain things that I didn't really love, but there are certain things that really hit me, and the story has managed to stick with me. That said, I have heard that The Goldfinch is even better, so I'm going in with high expectations and a lot of curiosity regarding how I'm going to feel about this novel. All in all, I have high hopes. What book have I yet to read because I wasn't in the mood for it? Air, Fire by Sarah J. Maas. I was having a very moody few weeks of reading a couple of months ago when I was planning on reading like the whole series back to back to back, but because I wasn't in the mood for it, I felt like I couldn't take in the story the way I would like. I don't know what kind of mood I was in. I almost think it was really hard for me to read anything at that point. You know, just get that way sometimes. Somehow you're just not in the mood. It might have been just not in the mood for reading. Anyhow, I am back in the mood, and I'm really excited to get to this because a lot of people have said that this is one of their favorite books. So as you saw in my June wrap-up July TBR video, I will be reading this month. That is the plan. What book have I yet to read because it's humongous? The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I'm really looking forward to this. I'm not put off by the size, but it has taken a while for me to get to this because it does look like a commitment. As you can see from George R.R. Martin's Clash of Kings, I tend to dip in and out of the really huge 1,000-page chunkers. But I think I would like to read this straight through. I think I would like to maybe only have one other book that I'm reading while I'm reading this one. I don't want to take the focus away too much because I do know that I like to read one book at a time. What book have I yet to read because it was a cover buy that also ended up having a lot of bad reviews? I don't really have a book like that. I don't have strict cover buys except for the whole cloth wrapped or fabric wrapped editions from Penguin. Those were cover buys, but those also don't have bad reviews. So I'm not really sure. I don't really have many cover buys because I read the samples. What is the most intimidating book on my TBR? Once again, The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. It is the most intimidating book on my TBR because of its size, and because I don't intend on dipping in and out of it while I'm reading other books. I do intend on reading it straight through, devoting time to this book, which is why it's the most intimidating. But we're gonna make it work, aren't we, Brandon? I used to love books like this. When I was a kid, I loved reading really huge fantasies, Dragonlance, the something of Autumn Twilight. So it was like a trilogy in particular that I really loved. So the reader deep down inside, like way down deep, really, really loves these books. It's just such a commitment, especially if you're going to make this the only thing that you're reading for that time. But you know what? It's not about quantity, it's about quality. So even if you read one book and that's all you're reading for 2 months, or 3, then it shouldn't matter, right? Right, so we're gonna get to this. I had a lot of fun doing this tag, and it's also bumped some books up my TBR, especially The Way of Kings, because it's been sitting there forever, and I also have book 2. Normally I don't do this, but I'm pretty sure that I'm going to buy every single one of these books as they come out, so I might as well get started now. This tag has been floating around for quite a while, so I'm not sure who's done it, so I'm just going to tag anyone who wants to do this tag. If you also want to give answers to some of these down in the comments below, please do so. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it, please share the video, and don't forget to subscribe. Until next time, I will see you later. Bye! The main reason why I got this bag is because it fit my laptop, because I was carrying it around sometimes and having my bag as well, but I wanted a great bag that could hold many things as well as my laptop. That was extremely important. And my little Mimo bot, this is 8 gigs.